everybody. Welcome to Live Music Nation. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Amanda Ralston from Cache, Oklahoma Chamber of Commerce, who apparently is in the quilt shop today.
Yes, I am. I run my family business, Quilt and Bee in Cache, Oklahoma, as well as my many hats.
That's an amazing skill to have, and it carries on from generation. That's great.
It does.
Okay, Amanda, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? And tell us about your position with the Chamber of Commerce and what you guys do there.
Okay, so I was a military brat when I was growing up, but I was stationed, my family was stationed here in 2001, and we loved it so much that we decided to stay. And so I actually graduated from Cache in 2010. I went to our local university in the town right over, Cameron University. And, the typical story, found my husband, got married, had babies, moved back home to Cache. And Cache has always been known as a really big community loving group. No matter what you do, you know the guy across the street, your neighbors pretty well. You do a barbecue with them every Sunday. It's a great community. And so one of the things that I've always loved is street fairs and street festivals. And we had done it for a really long time. The chamber had hosted it about 20 years ago. Every year there was like a week-long chili cook-off, and we would have, a rodeo and things like that. And so when I took over vice presidency with our new group, we decided, hey, we need to bring something back like that. And so we started Summer in the Streets in 2020, and started out kind of small. We started with probably about 25 vendors and a couple other fun things here and there for kids. And now we've morphed into about 100 vendors, 50 food vendors, street dances. And last year was our first year, but we did a mural competition. And so it's a beautification project as well. And so this is my baby that I've watched grow for the last 3 years.
That's awesome. So an implant as a child, because you're an Army transfer and military transfer, your family fell in love with this part of Oklahoma, which you don't hear. I'm a Kansas kid, so you don't hear many people falling in love with Kansas or Oklahoma, or Nebraska forever there. However, fell in love with that area, and then now just want to invest back in your community with your time and your energy and your expertise, and it's transferred into a fantastic festival as it goes through there. Amanda, as a kid, what are some things that you remember as a kid that may have implanted this vision of community and festival?
So one of the things that was implanted in me is any sporting event in this town is just like a big old party. And, you get to go, whether that be basketball, we have a soccer team, a football team, volleyball, we're very big in our sports of this town. And so anytime I would go, I would get to see one of my old teachers that I got to catch up with, and just being able to spend time with just people in my community, be able to see what their needs are, if their needs have been met, something just to bring everybody back in together. And especially during, we had started planning this before COVID hit. And when it was COVID, Oklahoma didn't really shut down. And so there was the question of, do we want to continue?
Yeah.
Well, with us, because it was still obviously there. It hasn't ever gone away. But one of the things with COVID is that people went indoors, and they stopped communicating. They didn't come out. We didn't, you couldn't have that good old conversation of, hey, how's it going? Whether that be mentally, physically, how are your kids, all of those things. And so as a chamber, we kind of looked around, and nothing else was going on in our local area. It was all pretty at a standstill. Everybody had canceled. There's nothing to get people out. And so with Summer in the Streets, bringing them all back out into the open air, we had a lot of space in between, keeping everybody safe. I think that was probably the magic to me of being able to watch everybody come back out and be a community again.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Very good, man. Well, kudos to you for doing that for your town. That's a great story to hear. Okay, so I'm a live music guy. I'm an entertainment guy. I got 2 fun questions for you. What's the best concert you've ever seen in your entire life, Amanda?
Oh, best concert. Okay, so I thought about this long and hard. I go in between Garth Brooks and somebody completely opposite, and I don't know if this would even be in your realm, but A Day to Remember. I'm very I'm kind of all over the place. So those are probably the best ones that I've ever been to.
Well, it's you paid the ticket and you saw the show, so you know. Absolutely. Yes. All right. So you, dead or alive, you could bring one act to Cache. Who would you bring? Money's not an issue.
The Beatles.
The Beatles. That's fantastic.
I have been obsessed with the Beatles from the time I was 16. I have a little shop dog that you can't see him, but he's named after John Lennon. I have a Maine Coon cat named Jude. Like, it is.
Oh, wow.
The Beatles would absolutely be my.
That'd be fantastic. Amanda, how do people find out more about Cache, Oklahoma, the Chamber of Commerce, and the events that you host?
So you can go to our website, which is www.cacheareachamber.com. You can send us an email, which is cacheareachamber@gmail.com, or they can also find us on Facebook, Instagram. We're very well at responding on that.
Very good. Man,
all righty.
On with us. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, baby, I'm